Good evening. This is Explore. I'm going to go ahead and get a drink real quick, and we will be live in 5 minutes. Hey, Scion. Sorry. Yeah. It keeps asking me anytime I try to type my cast in to like log in, if I'm accidentally typing the search bar, it asks me if I'm a spooler, like a printer spooler, which I am not. Can you hear me okay? Bit quiet. Excellent. I got a brand new microphone, so we will see if that is any better. Is that a lot better? I'm excited not to be on a built-in anymore. Trying to get the settings right. It's very fancy. It is a blue snowball. So hopefully this will help deaden some of the noise. I haven't played with the settings at all, but I hear you can adjust it so that I'm not going to be listening to like doors close and stuff, or you guys aren't going to be listening to that. It does look cool. Is this sound better? I guess I didn't ask. And when I ordered it, I really didn't think it was going to be this big. Still a bit quiet. Okay. Okay, let's try now. Wow, my soundbar just shot through the roof. Yay, Skyla! How's my sound, Skyla? I'm only getting Scion's opinion so far, and since we only like Scion for the art, I don't know how much I value this. Much better? Okay. Excellent. That is great. I was telling him I got a big new fancy mic. I went ahead and adjusted my cords. It's probably messing with you guys here. Comes in a big fancy stand. I'm sure that this is really effing with my sound as I move this while I talk. Well, as long as you can hear me, quality means nothing. Yeah, it looks awesome. And I thought... So when I ordered it, I thought it was going to be like this big around. You know, like a can of Coke. And then, I don't know, it didn't say size anywhere. Yeah, that was my scooting the rubbery things on my glass desk. But, and I thought it was going to, and it said I could order it with this shock mount. And I was like, well, that looks sweet. And I thought the shock mount was only going to maybe make it a little, like an inch bigger on each side. And this shock mount is like 3 inches around this like 4-inch mic. And so it just makes the whole thing like the size of a dinner plate. But I'm trying to see if this won't cancel out some of the ambient noise. I know you guys can generally hear if I have like a ceiling fan running within like a mile of me. So I am trying to take care of that. Okay. Try the ceiling fan? Okay, I'm gonna go turn on the ceiling fan. Okay, the ceiling fans are on, and if you guys can't hear that, that is fantastic news, because I just signed a lease. Yeah, they're on. I have 2 ceiling fans on right now, and they are cranking. They are going click, 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 because I can't afford a nice ceiling fan. I hope you guys aren't kidding. Awesome. Yay, new microphone. Better than a built-in. How exciting. I'm moving into a brand new loft apartment. Yeah. Yay. And so it's going to have finished concrete floors, and it's going to be me and my fiance in 900 square feet, which is bigger than either of us is living in right now. But I just picture you guys hearing every move she makes and not appreciating that. I am moving. August 25th is when I signed my lease for. And I can't control my mouse wheel. Okay. Alright. So let's try to remember where we left off here. It has been 1 week since I was last online casting. While we're just making announcements, next week I will be out of town visiting my family. Skylar, you're leaving? So next week I'll be out of town visiting my family, so this will be the cast, the last cast before I leave. Bye, Skyla. Thank you for stopping by. So I won't be here next Monday, but then the following week I am going to begin casting 2 days a week. I have not decided if the second day will be Dwarf Fortress or what's going on. No, just taking 1 week off. And then, not my last cast. And then I will be doing 2 days a week from then on for the foreseeable future. And I am kind of talking with some people about maybe a third day. So we'll see what that does. But we'll start with 2 and see where that goes. Okay, so this is my Necro Aquifer Embark. We used the plug method to collapse. That plug on the left there is my failed first attempt. The plug on the right that I've dug through is my successful attempt, which allowed us to channel through the aquifer and down into our fort, getting us to stone. That's why the initial walls were made out of wood. We didn't have access yet. And all we have done as far as anything permanent is we've begun automating our refuse pile to take all the refuse from here, take it around here, dump it, go around here, and then it hits a pressure plate and returns. Now what that pressure plate does is down on level 10, it lifts a bridge, which then allows the refuse to drop down into the final pile. The reason it is a bridge is because the reason we have a bridge there is so that the refuse will not fall the full distance, and just in case somebody needs to get into the refuse pile for any reason and pull something out, the refuse will have only fallen one square rather than however many Z levels that ends up being. Right now it's 10. More than enough for something to hurt if it was a heavier piece of refuse, since eventually we may be storing corpses there. So if an elephant corpse drops that far, it could hit them pretty hard on the head, and we wouldn't want that. That is a method that can be used for ore dropping all the way down to a forge or anything else. You can drop it onto a bridge or a hatch and then have the hatch disappear, allowing it to drop the rest of the way down. We discussed that all last time. So I am going to go ahead and see where our labors are at. Scion says that he had a metalsmith break both of his legs and arms because 25 metal bars fell on his head from 1 Z level ahead. That makes me wonder what would have happened if it had dropped from further, or if maybe my mechanism here is not actually creating any safety. Hello, Horf. But yeah, that's intense. And one of the things to talk about that with metalsmiths, it's really common to have metal ore dropping, metal bars dropping, all of these things at these levels, because your ore can be at level 100, your lava forges can be at level 200, and your fort can be located like level 10. And so it's really common to not try to lug it all that way and carry it, or even have minecart tracks run all that way, but just go ahead and drop it and let gravity do the majority of the transportation. That way you only lose one square for all those levels. There's no crazy pathing or double helix design or anything like that. But one of the ways that people have done that is they'll take all their metalsmiths and they'll create a squad. And that squad will be set never to train. And you have to be careful not to accidentally send them into combat. And then that squad is equipped with steel helmets for safety. But if those 25 metal bars were dropped at once and they hit his head and broke both legs and arms, I don't know that a helmet would have been enough. So, something to think about. Now, I don't want them grouped by happiness. I want them just not. Okay. Interesting. So we're pretty early on. We only have 17 dwarves here. It really took us the majority of the time last time to figure out how to plug this. So we've got to really decide where we want to go from here. Now we did get some form of farms up, and I think where we're going to go ahead and move tonight is we are going to go ahead and begin getting our permanent food industry up. So, and Scion does point out that a helmet would have prevented the death of that metalsmith, but it won't prevent incapacitation. Which is a valid point. So maybe it's worth it just to save his life in your legendary guy, and he can go recover and level up your medical dwarves. But and maybe if you can afford it, you put him in a full set of gear, or if you are moving your military into a higher level of gear, that older gear could be passed down as a hand-me-down down to other groups. If you have your carpenters going outside to chop their own wood so they could possibly be ambushed, if you have people that are working in industries where their material